Now, speaking about wrestling, yeah, pretty much, I want to promote some video channels, and the content creators, believe it or not, are either involved one way or another in the world of professional wrestling or entertainment wrestling, however you want to look at it. So, I'm going to start it off with, well, alright, we all know who Madonna is and how she's like an icon in the music business. Well, this wrestler, I prefer him as the Madonna of the wrestling business because he is so entertaining, very charismatic. I mean, let me put it to you like this. You need to get off the Ashley Remington cruise and just go on to the Peacock Island, where if you're a fan of traveling, where you always want to know what the wrestlers like when they travel or what they do when they're off or before they do a show or venue, definitely check out Dalton Castle. He's a wrestler from Ring of Honor, and he does a couple of shows from indies, but he contracted to Ring of Honor from at the timing of this video. And the stuff he put out is very good. It's very well edited too. And like I said, if you're into travel stuff, and he do a couple of skits here and there, and they are entertaining, but overall, I highly recommend checking out Dalton Castle. But I will give you a warning though. There may be a chance you'll become infatuated with him, to the point where you might end up becoming one of his boys. So, just throwing it out there. But, yeah, highly recommend checking that channel out. Now, another channel, if you're also, in the trend of traveling, Matt Taven. But for him, he's more of like the horror theme type travel. Like, one of the videos that I actually enjoyed is when he went to the island of Dol. And every now and then you'll see like a couple promos in here and there. And also, every now and then you'll see Dalton Castle and Matt Taven in each other's videos, like collaboration or style or whatever. But with the two of them together, it is priceless. Like, they are really, really cool. Like, you just want to chill with both of them. But like I said, for Dalton Castle, in terms of traveling and what he does, Matt Taven is more like a little bit of traveling, but it's more like horror theme. Like I said, highly recommend checking him out. And Matt Taven, yeah, dude, I'm sorry I didn't ask for your permission, but your stuff is really good. I just feel like I had to promote it. So, Matt Taven, seriously, big, huge thumb up. Another channel, now we all know about Austin Creed, Up Up Down Down. It's a channel really based on video game. And if you're not aware of that, well, I'm going to promote that channel since I already mentioned it. It's really Xavier Woods, but they have other contents on there, like Big Tony, who is also known as Cesaro, or Claudio Contanoli. Let's see, there's also Retro Styles, which is AJ Styles, content. All that stuff is on Up Up Down Down. So if you're a fan of video games, whether it's cell phone based, card based, console, PC, or just for video game hunting, definitely check out Up Up Down Down. Now, when it comes to workout, now a lot of us, well, not a lot, majority or whatever, but we always wondered, okay, how do the wrestlers keep themselves in shape? What type of exercise do they do? Believe it or not, there is a channel made by Sheamus, who is a current professional wrestler in WWE, and his content is based on workout, which he called Brave Change. Kind of ironic, I got thirsty and I'm drinking a protein shake, but anyway, yeah, his content is all about Brave Change, basically working out. Like, he has his own set of way of working out, but what his channel is based upon is looking at other people's workout and, just trying them out, see which one feels good, which one don't feel good. It's all opinionated, but overall, it's just showing you how these wrestlers keep themselves in shape, what they do, whether they're leg day, arm day, torso day, or even when they're rehabilitating, day. It's like the type of workout or stretches that they do to keep their body functioning and keep going at the high level performance that they do. So if you're always want to know how did Daniel Bryan keep himself, at least being fast, or how does Seth Rollins be ripped, and so on and so forth, like, Dolph Ziggler, the dude got high, crazy level of endurance. What type of workout does he do to improve that, to utilize that, And Sheamus, he's more of a heavy lifter type of guy. So you will always look at Sheamus and be like, man, if I want to be a bodybuilder or anything like that, what did he do? So, like I said, definitely check it out if you're interested in working out or exercise or anything in that matter. And he formulates different exercises regime, and it's not always on wrestlers. There are other personalities that you may be familiar with that he worked out with. However, if I could put in a quick request, I'm interested in seeing how Shelton Benjamin, Big E, and who's another person? Shelton Benjamin, Big E. I know there's another one. Well, I would say Neville, but he's currently not there. Sheamus is on SmackDown. Shane McMahon. There you go. Or, just anyone from the roster, but outside of personality, Sheamus is your decision. It's up to you. But yeah, highly recommend checking out Sheamus' channel, Brave Change, or Celtic Workout. Now, another channel. Well, I don't know if she still is current, or she stopped doing it, or she just completely done. But we all know who Emma is from WWE. If you're not, she's just Australian female wrestler. And believe it or not, she made a YouTube channel where all it is her cooking or baking and stuff like that. And it was actually pretty good. She stopped doing it for a while now, but I'm hoping that if she get more subscribers or views or anything, it might change her mind into, coming back into the world of baking and stuff. And the stuff that she still has some on there. I highly recommend checking out. It's really good. So far, very good ideas and good tips. Because not only you got Sheamus doing workout, but I don't think there's anybody doing like how they eat, what they do, or how they consume, like how they either do they micromanage how they eat, or they just eat whatever and they're like ridiculous, where high metabolism, where it's like they don't gain weight. But yeah, I'm kind of interested. But anyway, check out Emma's old videos. I mean, like I said, she's currently in Ring of Honor, so anybody in Ring of Honor is talking with her or in the know of her, tell her she needs to get back into doing that. It was actually quite entertaining. Another channel, Being the Elite, which is pretty much the Jacksons, the Young Bucks, Marty Scurll, Adam Page, Kenny Omega, Cody. There's so many personalities that be on Being the Elite, and all it is a story-based skits, and it is very entertaining. I mean, you even got SoCal, you know what I mean, like Kazarian with Christopher Daniels and Scorpion. The whole series is really good. If you're into skits and entertainment and stuff that actually have story, I mean, these guys are geniuses, because what they did is they implement their skits and storyline to the actual current stuff they do in terms of New Japan Pro Wrestling or Ring of Honor. It all coincides and exists. And every now and then you'll see like other stuff, like Kenny Omega playing video game. Kenny Omega do have a YouTube channel of his own. He just haven't been using it, or been putting any videos as of late. Well, it's been a long while, but he haven't been doing anything with it. But he's been doing a lot on Being the Elite. So I hope there's more stuff. And plus, you see more. If you watch like anything that via Bullet Club, you get more detailed story base from Being the Elite, because it adds more to the situation of what's really going on, currently. I mean, yeah, you can watch stuff like New Japan Pro Wrestling or Ring of Honor to sort of dabble and sort of like, okay, the flow of the story. But watching Being the Elite, there's just so much more, involvement. You know what I mean? So much more detail that it's like you're watching a movie, but you're better off reading a book because the book is more entertaining than the movie. So yeah, highly recommend checking out Being the Elite. Now, speaking of Bullet Club, Guerrillas of Destiny also have their own YouTube channel, and theirs is more like vlog style, you know, and that's kind of really cool. I'm not a big fan of vlog videos that much. It's more like, you know, hit or miss for me. It's like, whatever. You know, I already got my own life to live. But what makes this interesting is you follow Tama Tonga and his brother and everybody in the you know, Guerrilla of Destiny channel, and you get more of an insight of what they do when they travel. You know, their mindset, how they get mentally prepared for matches, and every now and then you'll see like a skit or two of what's going on with their story. But I highly recommend checking that out. Even when their younger brother, who is a young lion right now, the stuff that he goes through. So I highly recommend checking out the Guerrillas of Destiny channel. They are just as good and entertaining as, you know, Being the Elite. And like I said, if you're not a fan of vlogs, I understand. I'm not either. But this one's more, you know, more interesting to me, in my opinion. So definitely check them out. Now, who else? Chris Van Vliet, or Vliet. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name, but he does great job when it comes to interviews, and he only interviews like wrestlers, whether they're current or retired. It doesn't matter what company they are, you know, contracted to, or even if they're just independent. He do exceptionally really well when it comes to interviews. I just recently discovered him. I mean, I've seen a couple of thumbnails where he's involved, or I see his picture where it looks like he's holding the mic talking to a specific wrestler. But for me at the time, I was like, it's an interview, you know, it's whatever, you know. But I finally gave it a chance, and all I can say is, wow, he deserved more subscribers than he currently has. He even mentioned it in some of his videos where it's like, he can see that he gets crazy amount of views, which is true, but not that many subscribers, which is kind of sad. Definitely you know, give the dude a subscription, you know, check him out. If you like his stuff, subscribe to it, because he's like a one-man show. He's doing all this on his own, and I seriously feel that he deserves more credit than he's getting. So highly check him out as well. If there's always been a wrestler that you've been a fan of, whether it's in the past or even the current, or some of the guys that, you know, is in the indie that's breaking out, and you want to know more a little bit about them, definitely check out this channel. I highly recommend, you know, that's why I'm doing this whole shout out thing. I highly recommend checking them out. Give them the subscribers, you know, subscribe to him, check it out, all that good stuff. Now, another person would be Dave Knows Wrestling. Dave Knows Wrestling is more of the, he gives out wrestling facts, but more in an entertaining way, where it's like, he takes how you view a certain wrestler, like one of his things where he acts like a wrestling manager, promoter guy, about a certain superstar, and he tells you about all the faults, but a little bit also the pros that a wrestler can give, but also how he's, you know, seen factually. And he does it in such an entertaining way where you're just like, you know what, I always knew there was something bothering me about that wrestler, but I couldn't put it into words, but he did it, and you would be like, yeah, that is right, you know. So yeah, definitely check out Dave Knows Wrestling. He really good. He does some skits here and there, anything that's involved wrestling or anything like that. Highly recommend him as well. Dave Knows Wrestling. And another person would be Brian Zane, who does Wrestling with Regret, spelled with a W. Brian Zane, kind of like a little mixture of everything, not really a lot, but it's basically him expressing his opinion on what's going on in the current generation, whether it's pay-per-views, matches, wrestling movies, video games, just about anything. He even got our Felix, who does more of the indies and NXT stuff, you know, involved with the stuff, you know, with the show, sorry. But highly recommend checking out Wrestling with Regret. It's all entertainment, and like I said, it's a little mixed bag, but everything's more involved with wrestling. Whether it's WWE, Ring of Honor, you know, any promotion. I mean, there's probably promotion that you probably never heard of, and you're just like, oh, I didn't even know they exist. He probably covered it already, so highly recommend checking out Wrestling with Regret as well. And when you look at Brian Zane, the way he acts and the way he talked, you kind of get a hint of, is he related to Jim Cornette? So there's a little story behind that one too, but I'd rather you check out his channel so you can see how that is. But yeah, for those of you that don't know, Brian Zane, in a way, is a wrestling manager. And this is his YouTube channel. So I don't want to give too much away, but I'll leave it as that. Another channel, obviously, a lot of people should know who Wrestle Talk is. And there's also What Culture Wrestling. And there's Cultaholics. I'm just going to rank them into one because they pretty much are the same thing. They give out more of the wrestling news, or, you know, like their opinions on what's going on, you know, like breaking news type thing that involves with wrestling. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm gonna put them together in like a big sandwich: Wrestle Talk, What Culture Wrestling, and Cultaholics. That's pretty much it for right now. Let's see, who else do I want to mention? I feel like there's another. Well, if you're interested in watching more other wrestling, I mean, obviously WWE had their own wrestling channel, but I'm not really trying to promote. I'm trying to promote more channels of personalities that involve with wrestling, but not really from the wrestling promotion, because they pick and choose what they want to upload on YouTube. So, but whatever wrestling company you're a fan of, more than likely they have their own YouTube channel. So definitely, you know, if you want to check it out, go ahead, go for it. Let's see. Is there any other people? I can't really think of any right now. But if there's any that you want me to promote in the future, now this is more like me promoting other channel, and the theme is wrestling. So yeah, if you have any other channels which involve wrestling, which have like a different format that's not owned by the actual wrestling company, but you know, you feel deserve more subscribers, let me know in the comments. And if definitely check out each of these channels that I'm promoting. And if you want to, you don't have to, you can let them know that I sent you. You know, I'm pretty much not a big channel, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even care. But you know, I just feel like their stuff is good, so I highly recommend checking it out. And yeah, that's all I got. So till then, later.